Hello everybody, welcome back to AI War Fleet Command. The Timix here, and we are continuing the difficulty 5, easy or beginner walkthrough game. And it's time to strike at the enemy homeworlds. We're almost done. Now I moved our transports into Orksunu to repair, then onto Urim, and then onto Fanape to strike at Witunese, which is the easier of the two homeworlds to tackle. And normally you'd actually want to do the harder one first, because you're going to incur more AI progress here, which is going to make this one even worse. The more natural inclination, of course, would be to go for the easiest target first. I also, when showing the homeworlds, just want to do it in that progression. Seems to make a little more sense. I did one other thing. I built a few scout starships, the maximum that we could build. Didn't research anything more, just built the ones we could get. The 5 Mark 1s, those are with us, and they're to help us see everything that's on the homeworld, at least initially. And they do have counter-sniper coverage, which could prove helpful if they survive. So it's time to get all of our ship, and I'm leaving the transports that we don't need behind. I'll want them to ferry in colony ship if we succeed. So let's get moving. So we've got a couple very hostile systems to get through here. And this one's particularly fun because of some unfortunate placement. The transports run through. Oops. That's not good. And they're deploying strategic reserve to defend already. That warning comes up when you get into their core systems. So we're going to try to escape over here to the outside edge. There we go. And now I don't care what happens to the transports. Let's just unload everything. Alright. We've got all kinds of stuff here. The deploying strategic reserve to defend happens when you hit their core worlds, and anything they have left that they haven't used to defend other systems, that comes out. You can see, look at all this over here. Almost 400, and of course those are basically all Mark 5 ships. We've got a bunch of riot control. Both of these locations. Some ships near these are at least making an attempt at us. But these little things, the first time I visited this system, I didn't know what they were. And they're actually coming from the 9 Zul guard post. And we got 4 core spire shields. Don't have to worry about the wormholes. Got the core zenith guard post, we'll get to that. And there's 3 of these. And you can see that they've got 83,000 range, which means they can hit almost anything in the system. And a single 2,500 energy wave attack. So those things are pretty powerful. We want to take those out as quickly as we can. And if we zoom in a little bit, we've got one over here. One here by the barracks. And then one here. So we want to hit this one and this one. And then try to come down here for this one. I'm not worried about the core spire shields. Not worried about this over here. I just want to take these clusters out, and while we're over here, hit this Zenith Fortress guard post and the ion cannon by it. So that's the battle plan. And in this particular case, I think it's best to just hit those as hard as we can and not worry too much about keeping the fleet together. And of course, our raid ships, our Raptors taking the lead, everything else will move as fast as it can. And it'll also fire on all that stuff. And boom, 1 ship down. Okay, take out the ion cannon. Or 1 guard post down. We're moving on to the next one. We got exogalactic attack coming too. I mean, they don't play around. They're gonna hit back. Let's move on to the next one. You can see our AI progress rising, and boom, now they're producing all of their spawners. And look at all this going on. I mean, this is just a crazy, chaotic fight. Okay. Now we want to gradually work our way down here. And I only want to hit... One of the mistakes I made before is I accidentally killed the barracks, which is a problem. So right now I just want to... Yeah, all those things are going to flood us. We've already lost almost half of our fleet. Bingo. Now I want to regroup over here and try to clear out the riffraff. Because we've got the 3 or 4 actually biggest threats off the board. Now the barracks is still going to be significant. The fortress under there is going to be significant. But I want to try to see what we can do. See, we still have over half of our fleet. And I just want to stay out of range there and see what we can clear out here. This seems to be the biggest concentration. Let's move in against them. And you can see a lot of these ships have engine damage. They're moving slowly, and that's another reason, just sort of slow things down. Okay, we've got a Mark II reprisal, 350 some ships, and they're going to be heading to Urio. So let's pause for a minute. Alright, they're going to be heading over here. I think I need some support from the fleet to handle that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move our transports from here. Yeah, I don't want to take that route. I'm going to have them pick up this fleet. They won't be able to pick up all of it, but they'll get a good part of it and head over there to help defend against that. Because of the timing, that's going to hit 4 minutes before the exogalactic attack, so we should have plenty of time to deal with both and still keep this fleet in here. So having that defensive group in place proving quite useful. I think it's time to start taking some of these out. Let's go ahead and work on that one. Okay, that's cleaned up, and you can see our AI progress continuing to rise. And let's hit this one. Take a gander at how our transports are doing. Oh, those are the regular ones. Although regular ones really should be sufficient for this. So you know what, why don't I just send those? Appears they're done deploying their strategic reserve, at least for now. Oh boy. They're deploying everybody from their barracks. I was going to wait and bring in more ships after I took another one of these, but they just decided, no, what, we're not going to let you wait. We're going to go after it now. Okay, so I want to group everybody up over here, because even though these ships don't have engines, like, they can still shoot. I want to group everybody over here to defend, and start loading these in. We've only got a couple minutes to get there, so I want to get this done now. There's warning that another reprisal is coming. So go ahead and get there. We'll unload you when it gets closer to time. At least we've got them sent to the right spot. I think I need to send everybody over here more, because it's not... Yep, we didn't quite escape from them back that far. Reprisal warning level 3. Okay, that's going to be a big one. We're getting hammered pretty good here. But we are taking out a bunch of their stuff. You see, we got Raider Guardians, all this other fun stuff. But here comes Sniper Guardians. And I don't know, do we have... Yeah, we still have our Scouts left, so they should help against these. Oh, maybe not. Okay, everybody go after them. Because those are going to hurt. And those are just reinforcements coming in from another system. No, I didn't want to send the transports in. Most of our attack force has been destroyed. But we are getting rid of those snipers. Okay, they've arrived here, so we need to get going. There we go. And they're trying to leave. They already taken out our tractor turrets, but the number of ships that we have fighting them, I think will be okay. Maybe not. I still think we're going to take them out before they destroy our command station. Let's see how we're doing back here. Okay, we seem to be fairly safe-ish. I want to group up in the middle of the system. And then they're not going to make it, but I want to send these assault transports back. Because I'm going to want to bring in more ships, and if I have to rebuild them, I have to rebuild them. And so we've still got these two Spire shields to take out, and that. Now at the same time, okay, we've got a few here. I want to send them, send them there. Because what I need to do is get transports. We're doing the rebuilding here. I need to get those ships going, because we're going to need to deal with this reprisal coming to Slavboom, and we're going to need everything we can to fight that. They're gonna hit here, and then they're gonna try to knock out Darkfin. We can't let that happen. And actually, you know what? I just want to scrap them. I just don't have time. So let's come in here. Alright, now our first fleet back here is ready. Load up in there. And these three transports, you get going there right now. Okay, now everything here, load up. They need to go here first, and then they can head that way. "20 seconds. Now, we're not going to get there in time, but these ships are fine over here. I'm just going to leave them be. Of course, we're going to keep building. They're going to hit Usmar as well with a bunch of space tanks. Okay, well, but the other one's going to hit first. So the first one is the only one that matters right now. These are not going to quite make it, but they're going to be not far behind. And they're not going to stop this attack, but they're going to slow it down and give us some time. So unload. Oh, they actually made it just before. There they go. Let's move these transports off to the side. The exogalactic attack is going to happen in less than a minute. I think those just get added to threat. So I'm waiting for these to heal up all the way. Boom. Okay, now I want you to head back to Darkvin. And let's take a look at what's happening over here. A bunch of carnage is what's happening. You see, they've slaughtered our minefields. But we've still got turrets firing at them. And our ships are pinning them in this area where they're still attacking us here instead of going after the command station, which is what I thought they'd be doing. Definitely would be happening on higher difficulty. We're going to get another exogalactic attack because we still have ships there. Alright, so we've got a standard wave, 500 microfighters to Orm. We've got these coming in 2 minutes. But right now, this attack right here is, like, we're holding it off much better than I expected. They're down to 1,000 ships. I think that we're going to actually successfully handle this. Let's see if we... Yep, we've got these here. Alright, let's get them over to Slavboom. I want to clean that up real quick and then pivot and send all of my ships to deal with that reprisal wave of the space tanks, because those take a while to blow up. And we're not going to be able to stop all of them with turrets either. I could split up the fleet, but I think I just want to hammer everything. 1 minute till they hit... What is it, Usmar? Yeah. But, yeah, they're almost gone here. That's amazing. Alright, so now, let's send them all there. This stuff is all going to repair on its own. And when you send them here on, you know, the FRD mode, they just head straight for the command station. We've got 700 and some threat that can go wherever it wants. And where are they attacking? They're attacking here. There's only 140 of them. Yeah, so they sent some ships in here to attack from their threat, but we're handling it. We're fine. And now the wave has hit here, but it's going to have some company. Alright, so now we want to deal with those tachyon microfighters. Get 500 of them coming here. And of course I want to redivide up my fleet, get my defensive fleet set up, get everything else headed that way, because I'm going to want to send it back in here to finish off the homeworld. So that all of that's got to happen next, but this should be pretty much a mop-up until we get back there. So our problems are not quite over yet. A whole bunch of ships poured into Fanape on their way to somewhere. Yeah. And then the next wave hit. So, I mean, we're trying to take out as many of these as we can with our turrets, and our ships are going around trying to fix everything, and meanwhile our metal has tanked. We simply don't have a metal to keep up with the demand for new ships. So, but they're just trying to move into here, but some of them get trapped initially by those tractor beams. More get trapped here. Let's see how things are going with this other wave. And yeah, they didn't split off the 500 tachyon microfighters. Well, they are now because they have no... Let's see how that's coming. And they're trying to escape. They're heading to Wajik, which is like heading to the next wormhole is like the worst thing. Again, this is not how the AI behaves. I know I've said that before, but they're intentionally being stupid here. As if they weren't, we'd be in trouble. We'd be losing planets. Okay, so that's wiped out. We've got 123 of them still in here. But it looks like our turrets are going to mop that up. So, we're okay, again, until we get everything rebuilt. Okay, so now we've got everything rebuilt. I've redistributed my ships. I had actually, by mistake, sent a group of Mark II ships the first time, so our fleet's a little smaller. It's still about 1,100. Got everything else reset in there, and it didn't take that long to rebuild them, actually. We had most of them rebuilt with our metal that's stored up. And you can see, look at the list of scrap. we're gathering a ridiculous amount of scrap from various places. We're about 2/3 of the way full. And we actually have less threat. It's about 300 and some. Less threat than we did the first time. And that's because when they attacked us, with all their reprisals and exogalactics and all that, some of the threat ships joined up with them. We did eventually clear them all out. I left a few assault transports down here for when we need to build more ships. So that way, we're just ready to pick them up and take them with us. Made a small improvement there. So we've got everybody back in here, and it's time to finish the job. And this time I want to stick everybody together. I just want to smash these two real quick. And then we're going to split things up because I only want the bombers to come over here by the fortress initially. Shouldn't be long now. I've sent... Well, this is the group, and it's got all bombers. I got some of the smaller ones I didn't intend to take with me. But regardless, it's firing at them, but it's going to do limited damage. And I've got everything else behind. All these things are firing out from underneath the force field. And they're gradually shrinking. Whoops. Did we get too close? Oh, they're coming out to fight now. So I think I'm just going to throw everybody in together. To heck with it. See if a massed assault of everybody can take this down. We're going to take horrific casualties. The force fields are shrinking. The fortress itself is half dead. And once that goes down, this is over. Didn't actually take as much casualties as I thought. And now you can see the home command station is no longer protected. And let's get rid of it. Boom. There it is. First Homeworld has been defeated. So now what? Well, we're going to take over this planet. There's a bunch of metal here. I don't really care about that. But as long as we went to the trouble of destroying it, we might as well use it. Of course, we're going to prepare. We're going to rebuild. We'll have some more knowledge. Be able to get a little bit more in the way of ships. But then we've got to take on the hard job, which is over here in Aokul. The easy job is over. The hard job will now commence. You can see they got almost 1,000 ships in each of these places, so we'll have to be careful. So the assault on Aokul will come up next time, but we have gotten halfway there with the homeworlds, and this is literally the last thing to do. It's simply Aokul versus Darkvin, and the winner of that wins the game. So I'll be back with that soon. Until then, thanks for watching. More AI War Fleet Command coming up.